Hey y'all, welcome back to the DG Outdoors. In today's video, I want to show you guys another book I have. Okay, I have the Bass Fisherman's Bible. This is a first edition, 1961. Okay, when it first came out. You can actually find this book for like $10 on eBay right now. When you originally bought it, it was $1.95 an issue. Now, a couple years ago, I had a summer job, like a second job, helping out a lady in the town that I lived in, who had a small bookstore. She do like sewing and alterations in the front, but in the back she had a bunch of books. And I was basically manual labor. They had a big staircase up in the attic, and I'd carry books up and down and organize stuff for her and just to help her out. And then she had a stroke, and now she's blind. She can't really see very well, and a bunch of other stuff. And but for that time there, I was so happy to get to work in that her sewing slash bookstore. It's a little local restaurant or business, sorry, in this town that I worked in. Sometimes she wouldn't be able to pay me, so she'd give me a book. And this is the one that I picked up, guys. 1961, first edition of the Bass Fisherman's Bible. Really, really cool. She was actually selling it for $10 at the time. I thought it was kind of neat. There's a signature in here, Bob Hughes or something like that. I don't know if that was the guy that owned this or whatever. But this was by Irwin A. Bauer. Okay. Doubleday and Company Incorporated out of New York. Really cool. The thing I like about these old books, they got antique fishing lures. They've got antique rods and reels in here. They've got all kinds of stuff. Starts out by telling you about like the different species of bass, striped bass, black bass, spotted bass, and where they're at. Things back then, man, was just a lot simpler. They don't have all the fancy technology they do now. And it's got really cool pictures in there, right? I'm gonna start liking these little book reviews because it gives me a chance to look at some of the old books that I haven't looked. I've got a whole plastic container of books over there to go through for you guys. It talks about basic bass fishing, like stuff like that, what you need to know about water temperature and stuff that if it worked back in 1960s, it still works today. Just all kinds of stuff in here. Got casting techniques in there, which is really, really cool. Like bait casting and spin bait casting, all kinds of stuff. It's got little different, just really neat pictures like that in there. Really cool stuff that I like. And the reason I like this, the book's not worth much of anything, but it's still sentimental to me. That's why I kept it. Talks about fly rod for bass fishing in here. Right, it's got all different kinds of flies that you can use. Little special techniques about fishing from the shore and fishing from a boat. West Fork Chippewa River. That's a cool picture right there. Look at that car. Guys, Volkswagen? I think that was a Volkswagen, maybe. I don't know, but they got the boat, all kinds of different stuff in here. 16-pound bass. That was huge even in today's standards, guys. That's a big bass. Bass fishing at night. It's got all kinds of different stuff in here. Tells you how to cook bass. Certain ways to cook bass. Pretty neat. Shows you how to fillet them, which is always something that you might need to know, which is pretty cool. And then it talks about live baits, like using a dragonfly or a worm. Cool things like that, lizards, all kinds of stuff. And then it goes through all different kinds of lures that now are probably worth some money if you ever got your hands on some of them. It's got like hula poppers and all kinds of stuff. Really cool if you guys are into bass fishing. frogs. All kinds of neat stuff here, guys. Again, just all kinds of lures, brooches, all kinds of stuff. And then you get into tackle. Push button versus spin casting stuff. Bait casting reels. You use for like salt. Maybe not salt water. The really big ones are salt water. Spinning reels. Back in the day. Then you get into all different types of rods and stuff. It's just really cool to look at all this antique stuff. Fly rods, spinning rods. Just things like that. Talk about when you're fishing in the east of the United States versus the west in Pennsylvania, New York, Maine, Maryland, New Hampshire. Goes through all kinds of stuff. I'm originally from New Hampshire. And then it talks about fishing in the Midwest, you know, Indiana, all that stuff. Pretty neat. Iowa, just different things. And now I wonder how much of this stuff has actually changed in, you know, 1961 till now, you know what I'm saying? Techniques are probably the same, but the technology's gotten so much better. And I just think this is really, really neat. And again, it just goes through all this stuff here, different states to fish in. So yeah, the Bass Fisherman's Bible, first edition, guys, by Erwin A. Bauer. I just really, really like this book, and the fact that I got this, you know, from a lady who was really, really nice. This book means a lot to me, and I keep it on my shelf. You know, it ain't worth nothing. You know, it's just really cool to look at some of these vintage stuff in here and see all these different techniques and stuff they would have used back then. But that is still a huge bass. 16 pounds. Mine wasn't even that big that I caught. So, hope y'all like this little show and tell. I'm going to say book review of the Bass Fisherman's Bible, first edition, 1969. And just remember, like, comment, subscribe. Jesus loves you. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.